Tourism Affiliate Members Corner, a cross-sector value in tourism, held in the framework of Fitur. This became already a tradition for us to organize this activity here, so we also would like to thank Fitur, of course, for hosting us. So today's sessions focuses on the growing independence between tourism and the wide range of sectors, economic, social, and cultural, that shapes destinations and the visitor experience. So we will hear tangible examples, best practices, and insights from our affiliate members. And through the presentations, of course, our affiliate members will demonstrate how cross-sector collaboration creates value, drives innovation, and strengthens destination competitiveness. So before we kick off with the presentation, it is my pleasure to invite to the stage Mr. Jon Vilku, the Director of the Affiliate Members and Public-Private Collaboration Department of UN Tourism. So Mr. Vilku, the floor is yours.
Good morning, everyone. It's dear affiliate members, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure for me to have once again the opportunity to welcome all of you to this already well-established, consolidated format that was born within the platform of the UN Tourism Affiliate Member. And since its inception, we tried to show the potential of the affiliate membership of UN Tourism as a platform for exchange of knowledge. And also is not by coincidence that we organize this every year in Fitur, being IFEMA, being Fitur, one of the outstanding affiliate members, and giving us all the support to organize our affiliate members corner. We are meeting today, as you all know, within a very positive and encouraging context of the tourism industry. A few days ago, UN Tourism released the latest barometer showing that the dynamism of the tourism industry in 2025 was very consistent, ending with 1.5 billion tourism international arrival worldwide, which is mean a 4% increase comparing with the previous year, and also having as expression in big numbers 60 million international arrivals more than 2024. And this is also very illustrative for the fact that this means that we are already back to the dynamism specific to the tourism industry before the pandemic, because as you may know, between 2009 and 2019, the tourism industry had 5% annual growth. And few words about the rationales behind the topic that we choose today. We all know that the tourist sector is evolving in a world that it's every day more connected, complex, and dynamic. Tourist competitiveness and sustainability are therefore closely linked to a wider economic, geopolitical, and social set of evolution, and also in relevant changes regarding the behavior of the consumer on how people move, consume, and live. At the same time, the tourist sector both influence and are influenced by these dynamics, shaping and reinforcing the impact at destination level and the direct impact in the life of the local community. So it is precisely this rapidly changing geopolitical, economic, and social environment in which the tourism industry is evolving that has inspired the theme of this year's Affiliate Members Corner, Cross-Sector Value in Tourism. This year, we are delighted to invite our outstanding affiliate members to explore a powerful idea. Tourism thrives when its intrinsic link with other sectors, such as hospitality, culture, creative industry, sport, health and wellness, retail, insurance, real estate, is appropriately considered and managed, given that the collaboration multiplies the positive impact at local level. When these connections are strategically designed and well managed, tourism becomes more than an economic activity. It becomes a platform for shared value creation, supporting product diversification, strengthening resilience, and enhancing the visitor experience. Understanding and strengthening these connections is therefore a priority for destination and for tourism stakeholders worldwide. And at UN Tourism, we try to bring our contribution to this debate of a strategic importance. As I always used to underline, we are doing this hand in hand with our affiliate members, hand in hand with the diverse range of entities with a huge expertise and capacity to put on the table, to put in front of us really valuable knowledge and best practices. This is about our affiliate member corner today. And during today's session, I am pleased to invite you to hear from outstanding affiliate entities with the capacity, with proven capacity to present insight across a wide spectrum of sectors. And I'm referring to culture, and we will see listening to the representative of Istanbul Convention and Visitor Bureau, music and festival presented by TripAdvisor, health and wellness by our affiliate member European Historic Thermal Town Association, shopping and retail presented by Madrid Destino, sport industry, having the representative of Mexican state of Nayarit here to show with us very interesting example. Hospitality presented by Zanzibar Association of Tourism Investors, also real estate, having here our affiliate member Marey, insurance and travel services alliance partners. Therefore, to all of them, I would like to express here my sincere gratitude for their interest and for their permanent commitment with the mission of UN Tourism. I have no doubt that their intervention will offer you all practical insight and concrete example on how collaboration across sectors enhance destination competitiveness, support innovation, contributing to make possible that the tourism evolves as a sector that creates value for visitors, communities, business, and society as a whole. I would like to sincerely thank also, as I said, to FITUR, to IFEMA, because we, the UN Tourism, we, the affiliate membership, are always here home, receiving all the support to share with the tourism sector our insight. And having said that, I wish you all a very productive, insightful, and inspiring session. Thank you for your participation.
Thank you very much, Director, for these opening remarks. And we now move to the first presentations, which takes us into the cultural sphere. We all know that culture plays a central role in shaping destination identity and, of course, enriching the visitor experience. So our first presentation by the Istanbul Convention and Visitor Bureau will analyze how cultural assets, and particularly cultural heritage, contribute to destination development. Please welcome Mr. Semil Hakan Kilic, the General Manager of the Istanbul Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Thank you, sir. All right. Well, thanks a lot. It's a great privilege to be with a very distinguished crowd here. And I'd like to extend our greetings on behalf of Istanbul Chamber of Commerce, President Mr. Shekip Avdagic and Mr. Bahadır Yashik. Here today, we're going to talk about, in a very brief session, the importance of the heritage culture. Years back in 2005, when we were brainstorming within the Chamber of Commerce what we could do about the hidden treasures of the city that could be raised back to the life again. So doing that, the first question we asked ourselves is that what makes visitors to want to go to places? Number one is curiosity. We want to know what's behind that wall, what's behind that thing. We just want to know what it is on the different cultures. And what's more than that, the culture itself and the museums that we have. So that, along with the expectation of experiences of different cultures, people would like to see that. Now, that led us of the realization of the importance of this cultural heritage of the city. So within that frame, we have noticed that the more you have from that culture, especially on the MICE sector, brings much more intellectually observed visitors to the city. So the number of the places or treasures that you have or you bring up to the eyes of people, the number of intelligent, I wouldn't want to say intelligent, but the ones with the curiosity in their mind, the visitors with the curiosity in their mind and open to adventures in that sense, would like to see your city more. And that doubles, triples, and sometimes quadruples the numbers. And the event sessions, event industry is wide open for that. So this is one of the places in Istanbul, the famous Hagia Sophia, which was open as a museum, a place for a lot of people. But this is a cultural heritage of the city itself. And the number has reached, the visitors numbers in last 6 years, from 1.5 million up to 2.2 million people visiting. So that's a huge jump in the numbers of the visitors. The Museum of Archaeology is also another place that we brought to the attention of tourism. Basilica Cistern. This is a very unique place that everybody walks in. This was the water supply of Istanbul 2,000 years ago. And the water reached up to this level over here fully. Of course, now it's down here. But it used to cover all up to the ceiling, and it was pumped from this to the city. So it's something very enthusiastic and very unique for people to see. And we do venues here for the mice industry also. These are some numbers: circulations, increased stability, cultural programming, private visits, international visibility, of course. As I mentioned, the number of tourists visiting these places jumped very highly. Now, this one specifically, we have done with the Chamber of Commerce. I also work for the Chamber of Commerce as the CVB Convention Bureau. What this is this used to be a very, in a very bad shaped place, which is connected to one of the major mosques in Istanbul. And that's the only one. And all these tiles that you see on the, hold on here, were like this one over here. You can see we couldn't get it back. All of them were stolen after this First World War, and we had to buy it back from another country, not gonna mention the name. And then with the notarization, we numbered each and every one of the tiles and put it back. So it's all under the record now. And the ceiling itself, it's also a golden piece. This is where the sultans used to come before the Friday prayers and have that moment with God. After the prayers, do some administrative work. But it is a piece of some art, I would say, along with the windows and all. So we use this place also as a venue of the Mycen event. Any speakers like yourselves, they visit, we have them experience some art galleries within this place. And it was hundreds of thousands of dollars or euros spent to get this place back to its shape. And I don't know if you heard of the town called, the pronunciation is Nicaea. It's 2 hours away from Istanbul. It's very important spot for Christianity because they have their first council there. As a matter of fact, the Pope just visited 2 months ago to that place. It happens to be the first meeting of Christianity, 325 AD. So at that meeting, they have decided some things for the Christianity and all. And that city is important for these tiles. It's found over there and then put in the venue and cultures again. And this is the pictures that you have seen is the inside of this ark. Outside, as you come down, is the Art Galleria. So we rent this place for free to amateur artists, and they have their pieces on here. When we bring people over here, they experience those kind of stuff in the place. Among the most prominent structures of classical Ottoman architectures and the very rare ceramics, as I mentioned, and these inlaid furnitures over here, it's all ivory on a walnut. So it's a very, and the ceiling again, it's all golden plated, and they leave some parts original to see the difference. This picture doesn't show it that much, but this is the original piece. This is the after renovation. So major renovations went along. So in a nutshell, I would like to mention the importance of your heritage culture, taking care of that and putting that into the stage where the visitors like yourselves and us in any city that we go to appreciate to see. Along with that, we also came up a book in detail explaining what's inside and what it means as a publication. So in the end, we saw this as a very good point to attract tourism, especially for the mice industry. With that, I'd like to conclude my speech and thank you for your time and patience. Thank you. Am I good on the time?
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kilic, for this very insightful presentation. We now move to the second presentation of today, which brings us to a very interesting and let's say growing sector, which is it's music and festivals tourism. And so for that, we have the pleasure to count on Fabrizio Orlando, which is the Global Director of Industry Affairs of our affiliate member, TripAdvisor. So Fabrizio, the floor is yours.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Fabrizio Orlando. As Michele said, I lead the public affairs team at TripAdvisor. First thing first, thank you very much, Director Vilku and the entire team for inviting me and for organizing this morning. And I'm gonna share with you some of our proprietary data, some data coming from customer service that we run, and some data from additional partners that show the connection between music and travel. So I'm one of the people that loves to listen to music, travels for music, for concerts, for events, for festival. And we found out, according to our survey, that 92% of our users listen to music when they travel. They listen before, during the trip, after the trip, when they're on the road trip, when they're on the plane, when they're on the train. There's this strong connection between people that listen to music when they travel. We feel like that both music and travel make people happy. You know, when you listen to the music that you like, that you love, you're happy. When you travel, you're happy. When you discover new places, as you said, curiosity of discovering new places, this makes us happy as travelers, as human beings. Music and travel also connect people and culture. They lower barriers to meet new people, to explore new places, to create human connections. And of course, our personalized experiences for self-expression. We listen to the music that we love. Whoever among us plays an instrument, plays the music that they love. And when we travel, we try to do the things that we love as well. Long story short, music inspires travel. I think it's very important because this comes again from a survey that we made at the beginning of last year. We were asking people, are you planning to travel for a concert, a festival, for anything related to music during 2025? And 55% of people told us yes. And this becomes even more interesting when we look at younger generations that are the ones that today have the spending power to travel, and especially tomorrow will be able to do that. 75% of Gen Zs told us, yes, I'm going to travel for music-related experiences and events in 2025. And 65% of millennials also confirmed this trend. We all know that the experience segment is the fastest growing segment within the travel industry. And there's different pockets. We heard about cultural tourism. We will listen about sport tourism and other type of experience-related tourism. But according to our research, we project the global music tourism market to grow to 13.8 billion US dollars by 2032. We're talking about 6 years roughly. You can see other stats here. And one thing that I was thinking about when building this presentation with my team was, do we have a stat that tells us how many people arrive to a specific city, how travel incremented the footfall of travelers, how music incremented the footfall of travelers in specific destinations. And we were looking at Heathrow Airport in London. When we look at June to September 2024, this was the best summer in terms of number of people going through the airport. We had 30.7 million passengers through the airport. And this is mainly due to Taylor Swift and Bruce Springsteen concerts. So it's not just about people that are willing to travel to listen to a concert or doing something, it's also the return of investment on destinations. As I was saying at the beginning, it's not just 55% of people telling us, yes, I'll travel for music-related events and conference and concerts and experiences during 2025. It's especially Gen Z and millennials. 45% of Gen Z and 44% of millennials view music-related experiences as an important part of their travel budget. These guys, when they plan their trips, we as millennials, when we plan our trips, we set aside a little bit of budget for music-related experiences, concerts, and 39% of Gen Zs and 40% of millennials prioritize music experiences during travel. When you look at the other demographics, those two perform way better, overperform the other demographics. And it's not just about, being in your own city or going from Barcelona to Madrid for a concert. 34% of concert goers are willing to travel over 100 miles for a show. I don't know how many kilometers there is, but it's a lot. And 13% of Gen Zs are also happy to travel over 500 miles to listen to their favorite artists when they perform. Gen Zs, millennials, travelers in general, see music as an experience to discover new places. And they do it through concerts. There were a 69% increase in live concert bookings on our platform from 2023 to 2024. And when we look at huge milestones of the last couple of years when it comes to concerts, Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour, had a very strong impact on our industry. Each tour stop saw a 117% jump in demand travel. I went through the list of cities, we were analyzing on our platform on TripAdvisor, page views for destinations and average daily rate for hotels in those destinations. Even big cities, we're not just talking about smaller cities. Pittsburgh, Miami in the US went up 400% in terms of page views. In Europe, the one that had more was Gelsenkirchen in Germany. It's a small town, fair enough, but he had a 750% increase in page views and 350% increase in average daily rate. So we're not just talking about people visiting those destinations, we're talking about those destinations making a lot of money out of those travelers. They travel for music festivals, not just concert. And 13% of our travelers, our users, told us that the primary reason for travel over the next year, 2025, would have been to attend a music festival. There's as I said, the experience segment is the fastest growing segment within the travel industry. And we have the music related segment when it comes to experiences growing 184% faster than the average category. So experiences are growing and music experiences are growing at an even faster pace. Those are some examples of festivals around the world last year that saw an increase of people going to the destination, spending their money, booking hotels, booking restaurants, booking other experiences. It's not just about the concert or the festival, it's everything that orbitates around the event that helps and supports the destinations. And of course, we also have a lot of users that pick their destinations whenever they travel for music purposes. On the right, you can see cities that drive the highest share of traffic, music, related to the other cities. some of the, I mean, the first one that came to mind for me was Nashville, of course, in Tennessee. And I was surprised to see Madrid performing, outpacing by 622% all other destinations when it comes to music-related events. But the important thing is that it's not just why people go to a destination, when they go to concerts, to festival. It's also about what they do when in destinations. All music-related searches spike up during 2023, 24, and 2025. These are our internal data. I was surprised by a growth of 77% research of piano bars. We're back to the 90s, I remember. Karaoke bars, of course, you need to be a bit drunk to go to a karaoke, but we have 43% increase in people looking to karaoke when they're in destinations, even if they're in that destination not for music-related purposes. And of course, there's milestones all around the world when it comes to music. We have the Radio City Hall, the crossing in Abbey Road, the Beatles cross for their album, the Sydney Opera House, the Opera Garnier in Paris. People, when travel to big destinations, they tend to visit those hotspots because they're just beautiful. I'm not by far an opera fan, but I've been to the Opéra de Paris, I've been to the Sydney Opera House. It's just the experience of being in a world landmark, in a global landmark, that entices people to travel. I'll conclude, as we said earlier, as I said earlier, it's not just about the concert, not just about the event per se, but it's also the support that these events give to the destination. Destinations generate more revenues when they host concerts and music-related events. The booking window is larger because people need to buy tickets for the event in advance, so they need to buy tickets in advance as well. So it's helpful also for predictability for destinations. I think going back to Taylor Swift, I think the booking window for those destinations went to 3 months ahead to 6-7 months ahead. People were really planning, so the destination can also anticipate. Long story short, the music-related experiences are growing very, very quickly. So they're outpacing the average growth of the segment. And destinations can really leverage this type of experiences to diversify their offer, attract more tourists. And of course, a TripAdvisor would be happy to help. Thank you very much. I hope it was interesting, and I'll see you later. Grazie a te.
Thank you very much, dear Fabrizio, as always, for all the interesting data that you provide us with from TripAdvisor. Now we move to a next different sector, a different segment, which is health and wellness. Health and wellness is rooted in lifestyle, in heritage, in sustainability. And our next speaker will share insight into how historic thermal destinations create value at the intersection of tourism, health, and wellness. So please welcome Ms. Emma Gonzalez, representative of the European Historic Thermal Towns Association.
So good afternoon now. Welcome to this short presentation. It's a pleasure to represent ECTA, the European Historical Thermal Towns Association, and Mr. John Bilku, that we have been working since many years in positioning this new product that is a culture that maybe was born in Europe, but was spread all over the world. And sorry. El Grande, sí. Mm-hmm. And in this, at these destinations, we are finding this symbiosis of health and cultural tourism. We became an affiliate member since 2015, and I'm going to European Historic Thermal Towns is a network. I'm showing you in a slide the map, and they share this unique heritage linking to the power of the water, of the healing water and mineral waters. The association was founded in 2009, and Ourense, my hometown, was the origin of this new agreement for create the association, and it has been certified as cultural route of the Council of Europe since 2010. And of course, the different destinations every year or every 2 years are working in the controllers to renew this certification. It's the members are municipalities and in regions that meeting that certain criteria, because it's not enough only to have the heritage of the healing waters. For example, the importance of the history, the active use of thermal water, because there are many places which these resources are not in use today. The focus on the therapeutic. Even we all, of course, use well-being focus, but the therapeutic is something necessary to become member. Thermal architecture, of course, the therapeutic landscapes where our thermal towns are inside. And there are different members categories as well, because we have the active members that normally are the proper spa towns, and associated members, for example, regions from west of the Galicia region is an associate member because we have many resources, thermal resources. And of course, international partners as well, because I would like to point out this is our membership, more than 50 destinations in 20 countries, but you can see that we have some members that are outside Europe. For example, Saratoga Spa Springs in USA, or Poços de Caldas in Brazil, because these are spa towns that their architecture, their history are connected with the European spa towns as well. And this is the two items or issues that became together our tourist product in thermal spa towns. Health tourism, destinations of well-being and health since many centuries ago, medical expertise and facilities orientated at this segment, destinations will cost and entertain for guests, for is the culture is another part that is really important, and the challenge, transformation from curing the old and sick to destinations of well-being, and I would like to put the stress on prevention. But probably in our society and our new needs, preventions should be one of them. Natural resources, thermal water related to the therapeutic landscapes could be a strong issue for our destinations. And of course, the cultural tourism, because traditionally, all the people that was visiting these spa towns to having their cures were really followers of the culture, theater, museums, and all these kind of offers. But of course, as the previous speaker said, the local and authentic traditions, events, arts, gastronomy, and for us, tourism is something is in terms of quality more than quantity. This are like the scheme of the, I will relate it to the environment, the spa architecture, the spring sources in our the spa towns. The water is something really important, and outside places like parks and gardens, but of course, the complementary offer with sightseeing tours and all this kind of complementary offer. Our focus or our main core product is the water, the healing waters, but as I said, the environment is also important for the treatments, and these are the three scales of the different treatments that the visitors in our spa towns are receiving: prevention, cure, and rehabilitation. That is also an important issue for the future. I'm not going to spend too much time in analyzing this, only that the global wellness economy, this industry is increasing each year, and the figures should be continue increasing, and our sector make part of this global industry. And I am going to share with you 2 examples of collective campaigns that the association was promoting in the last years, because ECTA actually is a platform for the different destinations that made part, not only about the exchange of experience, but also because we need communicating and creating a spa culture to get new visitors, not only those that was from years receiving treatments and treatment. So this is an example of a campaign combining, of course, the healing water with food and drink, gastronomy, heritage, and landscapes. And this is the last campaign in social media that was developed in cooperation with Rail of Europe and Great Spa Towns of Europe, that are those that became heritage of the UNESCO, and it was called Europe's Original Hotspots, and combining the train transport with the possibility to discover our spa towns in Europe. And this is another one that called Bathrobe Addicts. And every time that we have an event in a different spa town member, we spread this symbol of our well-being and prevention, with the wardrobes. It's this is an example from my region or my province, Ourense, that is also in the northwest of Spain. And we connect, for example, 2 cultural routes, the European Thermal Towns route with the Pilgrimage Way of Santiago de Compostela. So this platform of ECTA members give us different opportunities, and this is, for example, the different ones in our rural areas. So we are totally open to continue cooperation, of course, with EUNET Tourism and with other members, keeping on this sustainable development of the tourism. Thank you. Que le tenía que calcar muy.
Thank you very much, Emma, for this very insightful presentation. Now we move to shopping and retail. These are very increasingly, let's say, central to, especially to urban tourism experience, contributing to destination attractiveness, visitor spending, and branding, of course. And for this segment, we are happy to have with us a representative from the city of Madrid, one of the top shopping tourism destinations worldwide. So please welcome Ms. Laura Navarrete, a marketing director at Madrid Destino, Cultura, Turismo y Negocio.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Laura Navarrete. Thank you so much, Michele, for the introduction. I'm Marketing Director at Madrid City Council Tourism Department. I'd like to thank UN Tourism for the invitation. I'm honored to be here with you today and be able to provide you with some relevant insights and useful data about tourism, shopping, and retail. Okay. As you're all aware, Madrid is a global urban destination, very well known by its culture, gastronomy, heritage, shopping, sports, and vibrant city life, among others. Tourism is no longer experienced in isolated sectors. Instead, tourists experience destinations through emotions, places, and moments. And this idea is central to Madrid tourism strategy, where shopping and retail play a key role in shaping the visitor experience. Let's have a look at some data. Shopping is one of the main destinations for visiting Madrid. As we can see from the data that we collect in our intelligence center at Madrid Destino and also from Global Blue, shopping is the second position of expenditure in the city of Madrid after gastronomy, taking into account that fashion, shopping, accommodation account for 76% of the expenditure in the city. Secondly, we can see that shopping represents the third motivation of visit to Madrid after heritage and culture. And thirdly, Madrid has experienced the highest growth in tax-free shopping since 2019 in comparison to other major European cities such as Paris and Milan, which confirm the strong performance that Madrid is living right now as a shopping destination. Global Blue data shows a very strong performance of tax-free shopping in Madrid. And this is especially relevant for international visitors who often combine shopping with cultural and gastronomy experiences. American, Mexican, and Chinese consolidate their positions as top duty-free spenders. And for instance, just for you to know, the different districts in Madrid, Barrio de Salamanca and Centro account for 80% of the global tax-free shopping in Madrid. Tax-free shopping refers also to increasing the tourist spending, but also positioning Madrid as a premium yet accessible destination, attracting visitors from long-haul markets and high-value markets as well. Tourism, shopping, and retail form one shared ecosystem. Retail is not only an economic activity, but also expresses the identity of the city connecting with the visitor. Retail enhances the visitor experience, increases tourist spending, and also contributes for longer stays. And at the same time, it reflects the identity of Madrid, showing its identity, its lifestyle, and also its urban cultural vision. And this integrative model contributes to transform retail into more meaningful experiences. Shopping represents also one of the main expenditures of visitors in the city, and that also contributes to a very well-balanced ecosystem between locals and also visitors to the city, which helps to grow a more sustainable tourism in the city. One of the key elements of Madrid tourism strategy is collaboration. Through the initiative Madrid Unique Destination, the city focuses on creating shared value by integrating retail into major city events and tourism initiatives, which are, for instance, joint promotions across all sectors, shopping experiences that combine culture linked to museums, and also new innovative experiences. This integrated approach helps strengthen the collaboration across all tourism sectors and also making Madrid more authentic and competitive. Let me just show you a short video to get you inspired by Madrid Unique Destination.
There is a door as wide as history and as bright as the future. Built with the hands of wise artisans and the sharp eye of master painters. door carved with millions of words, spoken by an Olympus of poets. A true mad passion that will make you experience the most vibrant sides of life through the finest things on earth. Once you cross this door, things will never feel or taste the same. Experience exclusivity under a new light. Madrid, unique destination.
And to conclude with my presentation, the future of urban tourism is collaborative, integrated into life. And we think that Madrid really shows how shopping and retail can go beyond consumption by offering the tool of identity, experiences, and sustainable growth. And by working together across all tourism sectors, Madrid continues position itself as a unique, vibrant, and global urban destination. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Laura, for this very interesting perspective of from Madrid, of course, on the economic impact and the value creation of shopping, tourism, and retail. So the next presentation explores the connection between tourism and sport, which you probably all know that is one of the fastest growing sector because it has a lot of potential in terms of destination positioning, in attracting visitors and creating values also for the local community. And for this topic, we have the real pleasure to count on Mr. Juan Enrique Suárez de Real Tostado, Secretary of Tourism of the state of Nayarit. So, Mr. Secretary, please.
Good afternoon to everyone. My name is Juan Enrique Suárez. I'm the Minister of Tourism of the state of Nayarit. It's in Mexico, and we're a new destination. So I want to show you how is right now growing the tourism sports sector and how it helps to the community of each state or country. So we will start with this brand. The brand Riviera Nayarit is a brand that is in the coast of the Pacific Ocean in Mexico. But it was not known by the people about what you can do with the sports in that place. It was only known by the hotels that we had. We have right now Ritz-Carlton, we have Ovni, we have Pendry, Montage, but the people was just going to be in the hotel and not to go outside of the hotel. So we start to make a campaign about being the official destination of different sports teams in US and in Canada. So we signed a deal with Lakers, Los Angeles Lakers. Then we signed a deal with the Cowboys, Dallas. And then we signed a deal with the Canucks of Vancouver. And what means that? That we say to the community in Nayarit that we just needed to start to make the things in the state, not being only the official destination of these teams. So we start to make a lot of different sports competitions in Riviera Nayarit. Because what I will show you represents what can help a destination to grow. So right now in the world, how was telling right now is the fastest growing sector in the tourism sector. So why is very important? First of all, it shows that right now the sport tourism accounts is at 10% of the total global tourism spending. And that means that a lot of people need to go to a destination where they can make a sport. So you need to start to think what the destination can bring to the tourist that goes not only to shop or only to make recreation activity. They also want to make something that can be in touch with the nature, or can make something like golf, maybe, or they want to play tennis, or they want to go maybe to Roland Garros in Paris and see what means that, or how is that construction, or that place where you only see in TV, but you want to touch or to be in the place. So this market is projected to grow between 1.7 trillion or $2.4 trillion by 2030 and 2032. And that means that the destination, or the different destinations, will start to make a lot of competitions on their countries. And the average spending per sports tourist exceeded $1,500 per trip. But this is when you have a specific sports activities in the destination. So what means that the tourist makes or do in your destination? They start to spend, they go to places different that the places that you only promote. Like one example can be Madrid. You come to Madrid, but maybe you don't go out of Madrid. But if you project something like maybe it can be like a run, no, outside of the Madrid in Segovia. The people can go outside of the Madrid to see this competition, or to be able to know another place that is not only the one that is inside of the place that have the airport. No, so what we are doing right now is we are making 7 or 8 different competitions worldwide in the state, and is first of all is a competition that is the Ironman competition. We took the competition to Nayarit, and that means a lot to the community because the people was able to see the destination outside of the state. So that helped that the people was able also to be in touch with the sport guys. So for us, that is very, very important because the community is able also to see what they are doing in the different places and how they are making maybe the running or swimming and different activities in these specific zones. So I want to tell you about how we can, how we are making these different collaborations with the Los Angeles Lakers, and I want to show you a video about how are these different competitions in the state of Nayarit.
Más allá de lo convencional, Nayarit se presenta como un territorio donde la naturaleza y la aventura conviven en equilibrio. Reconocido como sede de importantes eventos deportivos, el estado concentra escenarios naturales que permiten la práctica de actividades como el rapel y el cañonismo, en cañones y cascadas de gran valor ambiental. Sus rutas de senderismo y ciclismo de montaña recorren paisajes diversos, fortaleciendo el contacto con el entorno y el esfuerzo físico en plena naturaleza. A esto se suman caminos destinados a recorridos en vehículos todoterreno que amplían las posibilidades de exploración. En la zona costera, el Océano Pacífico ofrece condiciones que han posicionado a Nayarit como un referente internacional del surf. Bajo la superficie, el buceo y el snorkel permiten apreciar la riqueza marina y la biodiversidad de sus áreas naturales, acompañadas por el paso estacional de las ballenas. Los paisajes del litoral, los contrastes naturales y la amplitud del territorio reflejan la diversidad de experiencias que consolidan a Nayarit como un destino de aventura. Nayarit, un territorio comprometido con el turismo de aventura.
Thank you. Gracias.
Thank you very much, dear Secretary of Tourism, for this presentation on the link between tourism and sport and the remarkable work that has been done by the state of Nayarit. So for the next presentation, we will focus on the connection between tourism and hospitality. And our next speaker will share the perspective from this hospitality and tourism connection from an emerging destination like Zanzibar. So please welcome Mr. Sulaiman Mohammed, the chairman of the Zanzibar Association of Tourism Investors.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here and standing today on behalf of ZATI, Zanzibar Association of Tourism Investors, and also greetings from my president, both of the president from Tanzania and the president of Zanzibar. I'm here today to give our experience of what is the hospitality is and how we practice in Zanzibar. Tourism and hospitality is a key, actually, of the sector of the tourism. And without hospitality, we cannot have a tourism. This is Zanzibar, what we really showed. I just put some slide a little bit to explain about tourism and hospitality, an integrated system, Zanzibar. Tourism attraction, visitors demand, hospitality, and destination value. And I will just go through quick because I know we're short of time. So I will just go through quick, and if anyone need that presentation, I can send it to you. Hospitality capacity and visitors growth in Zanzibar. Actually, in Zanzibar is a growing destination. It's very small destination. It's very new destination, but now it's very well known. So we feel it's very important, the hospitality in Zanzibar destination. And hospitality capacity and visitors growth in Zanzibar, several new infrastructure from the government, from private sector. And this is what it make that the tourism growth and hospitality improvement in the island itself. How hospitality creates economy value in Zanzibar. I will just give one example. For example, hospitality demands support, local drivers, guiders for Stone Town and spice tours and supplies serving hotels, beaches, destination, such as, I put the names here, but we're talking about the northeast and southeast of Zanzibar. Employment and livelihood enabled by hospitality. For example, hospitality is one of the largest source of tourism employment in Zanzibar. For example, beaches, hotels, support taxi driver, boat operators, tour guides, artisan and small business that depend on the visitor's presence. Hospitality shaping tourism, product, and experience. Hospitality development in Zanzibar has shifted toward experience-led model. Hotel increasingly integrated Swahili cuisine, local architects, cultural elements, and nature-based experience into guest staying. And actually, this is one of the reason nowadays in Zanzibar, the increasing of the tourism, and they stay longer in the destination, because without hospitality, the tourists, they won't stay longer in the destination. Hospitality is a driver of destination development. For example, improved connectivity enable hospitality growth and multiple coastal zones, reducing pressure in a single area and strengthening overall destination resilience. Collaboration and share destination value. This collaboration strengthens a local economy, enrich visitors' experience, and supports more resilient tourism development. Actually, Zanzibar, we feel this is very important to give our guests or to give our visitors the experience of Zanzibar and could experience the hospitality in Zanzibar. And this is why Zanzibar tourism is growing and is growing very fast. Sustainable as the outcome of hospitality-led development. As I said, like I won't read each and every part of it. In Zanzibar, this is the outcomes image from coordinated hospitality infrastructure and destination planning rather than isolated sustainability projects. Even myself, I have sustainable project in Zanzibar, which is once when you visit in Zanzibar, you can see one of the sustainable projects, what I'm driving there in Zanzibar. Best practices, Z Summit as a cross-sector platform. As Zanzibar Association of Tourism Investors, we have a summit and which is B2B platform. It's not the biggest one in the world, but it's the biggest one in the East Africa. So it showed that to do the combination of that hospitality and tourism sector. Tourism growth, evidence Zanzibar 2024, 2025. You could see that the increasing of the numbers from 736 plus to 910 in a year time. So which is 24% increasing of the tourism industry. And all this is coming because of the hospitality. Without hospitality, the growth of tourism, it won't be there. This is why visitors arrive increased in Zanzibar 2024 and 2025. Enhance service quality and skill development within the hospitality sector. Together, this factor enables Zanzibar to absorb higher tourism demand while maintaining destination equality. And hospitality is the quality. The more you give hospitality, the more you increase your growth of the tourism industry. Key message, tourism demand alone does not create a destination. Hospitality transforms demand into destination, capacity, employment, and value. Zanzibar experience shows that improved infrastructure and hospitality development enable tourism growth, diversification, and resilience. Thanks a lot for listening to me, and you're welcome all in Zanzibar. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear Chairman, for the very interesting presentation and the perspectives from Zanzibar. Now, next presentation, we are moving to another important topic, which is the connection between tourism, real estate, and urban development, and how integrated planning can support sustainable and inclusive destination development. So for this, we have Mr. Emilio Izquierdo Merlo, the CEO of Marae. Emilio, the floor is yours.
Hello, good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Emilio Izquierdo. I am the CEO of a iconic, transformative mixed-use development in the city of Rio de Janeiro. I work for a family-owned company with quite a few investors from Spain, working in Brazil, but we have a history of 50 years in real estate. So we are developers and we are constructors working in all kinds of assets. We have built or developed hospitals, schools, residential units, hospitality, hotels, shoppings. So when we talk about the connection between residential and tourism, either it's a big project or a smaller one, either if it's within the city or it's in the outskirts or in the middle of the countryside. I think there are three dimensions that should have always have been in our minds, but nowadays they're even more important. The first one is environmental concerns. There's not a single project, whether it's in a urban plot of land or in the surroundings, that should not be environmentally conscious. So now we talk about protection, we talk about preservation, and now we talk about regeneration. So any kind of project should bring more green areas and reduce the carbon footprint by different measures, different actions. The second is inclusive. The projects have to be part of the communities. They have to feel them positive, whether if it's a hotel or a residential unit. And the third one is economic impact. Our projects need to have positive direct impact to the communities, taxes, of course. And in our case, when we talk about, I think there's a delay. This is kind of the overview of what is the connection between urban planning, real estate, and tourism. Some of the things that I have highlighted here is the benefits of having a mixed use rather than an isolated single asset project, the possibility to bring different types of guests, buyers, etc. So people who want to live, who want to study, who want to visit, who want to work. This is important, the year-round activity versus seasonality. You fight against seasonality by bringing different assets and a deeper economic impact. One of the things that is extremely important is access to financing. Mixed-use projects, and this is a trend that we have seen in the last 1 or 2 decades, they help you to have access to financial entities, rather multilateral banks or commercial banks, and of course, qualified investors. When we thought about we bought this piece of land in 2008 in Rio de Janeiro. So we started to think this is a vast area of 844 hectares, 8.5 kilometers this beachfront, very close by to the city of Rio de Janeiro. So we started to think, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna focus more in the residential component? Are we gonna focus more in the hospitality component, etc.? It's always a case by case, no? There's not a tabula rasa, a linear decision. But the great thing is to mingle, to mix the different assets. In our case, the first phase, we have focused with 3 hotels, branded residences, and a university, and some other complementary projects like a tennis and sports club, an equestrian center, an environmental research center, a corporate center. So we bring different assets, thinking that we have to create a destination, a tourist destination, and at the same time a residential destination, because they strengthen together. This is the master plan. Getting back to the 2 principles that I mentioned at the beginning, environmental concern. every project has to bring more green areas or green positive impact than before. In our case, we have created the 5th private natural reserve in Brazil. So it will be a green preserve area for perpetuity, forever. We regenerate. So we, either within our land or in other lands that we have bought, we plant. So we will bring 270 hectares of additional green area as compared to what we have nowadays. From a social standpoint, and this is something that I also discuss for any kind of project, you have to take into the highest consideration the communities living in the surroundings. In our case, we have 200 families of fisherman village living in the area. So what we have done is we are giving them the property titles, the property deeds, and they will have the same kind of pavement, energy, sewage, etc., as the rest of the project. And from an economic standpoint, this is the first phase, the 3 hotels, the branded residences. And then in the future, we will bring a new residential destination with 8,000 residential units, a shopping center, a school, a hospital with 158 keys, etc. This is very particular to our project, but transcending, and this is the panel, the connection between real estate, urban planning, and tourism. The main conclusion is you have a higher impact, a higher transformation in the area by bringing different uses, different assets that they complement each other. And not only from an environmental, social, and economic standpoint is much better, but from a financial feasibility standpoint, the access to financing from banks, multilateral banks, and commercial banks, it helps to de-risk the perception of your project, and that's the way to make it feasible and to go ahead with your project. I don't think is there any time for questions? Thank you very much. Thank you. A ti, muchas gracias. Un placer. Encantado. Igualmente.
Presentation, of course, not less important. So we were moving to the connection between tourism and the insurance sector. So we know that travel services such as insurance play a key role in building trust, resilience, and confidence, especially among travelers. So I'm very pleased to welcome Mr. Fernando Barcenilla, the head of travel insurance at Allianz Partners Spain.
Es este de aquí, ¿verdad? Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here today, and thank the UN Tourism for having Allianz Partners and myself one more year at this stage at Fitur. So, yeah, I will speak about consumer and industry trends and then focus on travel insurance trends and how our covers and our products are evolving along with consumer and traveler needs. So, starting with consumer traveler needs. So the major concerns related to travel remain cost. If you see the 2 main concerns are fully related to cost. Then there are some geopolitical conflicts. A growing concern is overcrowded destination that has been growing for the last years. And there are traditional ones related to things that happen to you during your trip, whether it's travel disruption, delays, or something happening to you, an accident or illness or whatever, and also cancellation, things that we are traditional covering with travel insurance, and that can be eliminated or covered. Travel spending intention is the only discretionary expense that is growing. If we see on the left, essential is growing, inflation effect. But if you see all the rest of the discretionary expenses, the only one that is growing is travel. So good perspective for this 2026. Travelers are looking for strategies to save money, and the main strategy is booking ahead. Another speaker spoke about this. I think it was you, about booking in advance. And we are seeing in Spain and also in Europe how the number of trips that are being booked in Black Friday for the summer season are booming, are really increasing, and therefore the need to cover that risk of cancellation is growing and is greater than ever before. Regarding the industry trend, so 2025 outbound trip growth is lower. It didn't meet the expectations that were created in 2024, and there was a major concern last year. However, the confidence is recovering, and 2026 should be a good year, a growing year. This doesn't apply to China. China outbound trips are growing much faster than any other market in the world and recovering much faster from COVID. It doesn't come as a surprise that trips to the United States are decreasing. The only destination that is decreasing, all others are increasing. Let's see what happens in this 2026, but it seems that this trend is going to continue for the United States. Air capacity, that was one of the main constraints for travel growth after the COVID season, it's recovering very fast, and this is going to be one of the drivers that is going to push outbound tourism forward. So to focus on travel insurance trends, travel insurance purchase consideration is higher than ever before. And when COVID was recovering in 2022, that consideration for travel insurance was very high. The industry and among colleagues, we thought that we have reached its peak and that from there on it was going to go downward. However, we were wrong. Consideration is higher than ever before in this 2025. And it's not only a survey, we have proof of this. The attachment rates of our partners, airlines, OTAs, travel agencies, are growing and keeps growing. And the necessity for travel insurance, it's greater than ever before. This is our very own data. Consumers are increasingly demanding proactive and digital solutions for their trips. So when something really critical happens to you while traveling, you always, and this is never going to change with AI or whatever, you will want to speak with a person, someone that is next to you and that provides solutions very quickly. But there are many other disruptions during a trip that are not an urgency and that you want to have it at your hand digitally and especially proactively. So this is how we are evolving in the travel industry. And a clear example of this is Alice. Alice is a platform for our travelers where we have the policy management, so all the covers at your hand. You can file a claim with your phone wherever you are. But more important is that you can storage your trip, you can get proactive security alerts, and even pocket money if your trip is delayed. You can get some pocket money to spend in the airport, and even for some contracts to have access to one of the VIP lounge areas in the airport with a voucher. So another thing that you can have is teleconsultation. And people don't want to spend a whole day in a hospital during their vacation because their tummy hurts, for example. And so what we're doing is not only exceptional teleconsultation, but also we are growing a network of doctors that can prescribe medicines in destinations, so you don't have to go to the hospital to get a prescription for something basic, as something really basic that you could go with your prescription and buy in a local pharmacy. Travel companies are trying to monetize more and more ancillaries, and travel insurance is a key part of the ancillaries offerings. So we have traditionally worked with airlines, travel agencies, OTAs, and etc. And now more than ever, we are not only enhancing their travel insurance portfolio, micro-segmenting covers for specifically travel needs, but also we are optimizing the booking path and every touch point with the customer, so we make sure that their travelers are correctly secure no matter where they're going or their needs are. But even non-travel companies, like bank and cards and others, have traditionally embedded basic insurance covers in their payment means. However, right now we are quickly evolving with them, creating specific plans for travelers, for frequent travelers, also distributing single policies, and not even that, but also being able to upsell a specific cover. So for example, increasing medical limits or including your family if they're traveling with you without having to purchase a whole policy, just upselling to the current policies that you have. So pay attention to what your bank is going to be offering in the next months and years, because it's going to be very interesting. And to finish up, AI, it doesn't come at any surprise that planning a trip using AI is becoming more and more popular. We see a big difference between 2024 and 2025. And I don't know if you are, I'm sure, with ChatGPT or Gemini, but some of the specific apps, try them out. They're amazing. Laila, for example, is able not only to do the planification for you, but even do bookings for you. And I'm sure that very soon we'll be able to do the payments for you. So plan from A to Z your whole trip. And this is creating already and will create many opportunities for all stakeholders in the industry, including, of course, travel insurance, but also many challenges. For us, we need to make sure we're correctly embedded with those AI agents, and that's also, and very important, we need to make sure that they comply with local regulations and that we make sure that the travelers are correctly insured and protected for their trip. So this is all. Thank you very, very much for everyone to be here. I wish a very good trip back home, and I hope to see you next year. Thank you. Gracias a ti. Gracias.
Thank you very much, Fernando, for closing this session in such an interesting and good way. So this was the last presentation. It demonstrates once again that our affiliate members can provide value, can provide data, insights. So thank you very much for that. Thanks to all the speakers for contributing to this session. And because of this, we would like to take a moment also to recognize and to acknowledge the contributions by our affiliate members by handing over to them a certificate of participation. So first of all, I would like to invite to the stage Mr. Jon Vilku, the director of the department, to present these certificates. So first of all, I would like to invite Mr. Kilic, the general manager of the Istanbul Convention and Visitors Bureau, to receive this certificate. A round of applause for him. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now I would like to invite Mr. Fabrizio Orlando, Global Director of Industry Affairs from TripAdvisor. An applause for him. The next one is Ms. Laura Navarrete, Marketing Director of Madrid Destino, Cultura, Turismo y Negocio. An applause for Laura. Now it's the turn of Ms. Juan Enrique Suárez de Real Tostado, Secretary of Tourism of the State of Nayarit. Now, Mr. Suleiman Mohammed, the chairman of the Zanzibar Association of Tourism Investors. And the last one, Mr. Fernando Barcenilla, head of travel insurance from Allianz Partners Spain. So thank you very much, everyone, for staying with us. I would like now to invite all the speakers to the stage for a family picture. So all the speakers, please join the director Vilko for a group photo. So this basically concludes the session. Thank you very much for staying with us, for joining and to staying until the end, and enjoy the rest of the fair. Thank you.
Thank you.